Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are under the motion the government should ban junk food from school canteen. We as a contra side, I think that how the pro side do not consider what will happen after they do this regulation to ban junk food. I will explain later in my argument. So I think that we believe that pro side will complain if junk food is not healthy, but the reality or the situation right now, we know that chocolate is one of if one if a chocolate is one of the junk food itself. But what the advantage thing that can get from chocolate is how people can reduce their stress and then can make us happy. So it's mean that how it depend on how people uh, use their ingredient to cook junk food, right? So for example, how the seller use zaitun oil, so it means that it is health, right? So if uh, I think that it is justified to not ban junk food from school canteen. Then what point that I want to bring in this motion are first, how we do not we as a contrast side do not ban this junk food, but we make a strict regulation. What I mean here is how we want to make a police to seller who sell their food or junk food from based on the ingredient labels or based on the ingredient that they want to make. So they have to make a healthy ingredient, and so it can make children more can keep their health. And then as we know, the process maybe forget that children have their freedom to choose what they want to do or what they want to take on, what thing that they want to take, including food. So the process will think that it is the right of children itself, even if the government the pro side will say that how the junk food at the end can make obesity. We as contra side, we believe that it depends on how the eating habitual begin at home. For if the family teach the children to to eat like moderate amount, so they at school they will eat junk food once in a while. So it depends on how the habitual eating from the family itself. And the second thing that how what happen if the government ban this or do this regulation. Second is can causing economic losses. What I mean here is, as we know, if we look the situation right now, how many countries they are doing cooperation to the uh, junk food supplier. For example, Australia or American uh, company. So they do production or supply the product. For example, like Doritos, Lay's. It is one of there are one of the kind of junk food that how people eat or buy in the cycle of the society. So if we think that how this production can make million, even billion income to a country or to a certain country that make cooperating to the companies. So if we ban this junk food, how the income can get from a company. So we know that how the international money can get at the end of the day. So we believe that how it can make a good impact from the city, for example in Indonesia. Why? Because the society can get a new or can get a job. And the second thing, that at the end of the day it can decrease the unemployment rate. So we as Contra side, we believe it will be better if the government should not ban junk food from a school canteen, because we think that how the positive impact will get at the end of the day. So we extremely do not agree with this motion. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.